if you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. This is one that is always a peculiar concept, a peculiar human trait, and one that I will raise my hand and recognize that I am guilty of and have tried to eliminate from my life, and yet am still guilty of it. But we have this habit of, we fight for the things that are holding us back. We give ourselves reasons as to why we can't do it, as to why it can't be done, as to all the things. But when you fight for your limitations, you fight for the reasons why you cannot succeed doing these things, well, shit, you get to keep those limitations. You get to keep staying stuck. You're fighting to stay stuck. You're fighting to stay in a place that you don't enjoy. You're placing restrictions on yourself to stay in a life that you aren't happy with. And when you can shift the paradigm and when you shift your thinking around that, well, you realize how fucked up that is. How stupid a thing that is to do. That why would you fight to stay where you are if you don't like where you are? If your life is perfect and it's sunshine and rainbows and you wake up and life is absolutely perfect every single day, then great. Fan-fucking-tastic. But if it's not, if you're not happy with every aspect, stop fighting the things that are going to push you towards the life that you want. Stop fighting the thing that is going to progress you forward. Make a different decision. Make different choices. Stop fighting for your limitations. Stop with things like, oh, I don't have time, I don't have the capacity, I don't have this, I don't have that. These are what I call qualified truths. But qualified excuses, sorry. They're truths. They're factual. But they're still excuses. I was saying to a friend, she rightfully challenged me on the work that I was doing towards progressing this business. And I want to be open and honest with you on this. Like, I am building a business. This is a business that I am building into something, that I want to create into something that matters. I want to do it on the back end of helping people change their lives. I'm going to do it on helping you achieve everything you want, because what's the old saying? The way to achieve everything you want in life is to help other people achieve the things they want in life. So I'm going to build it on the back end of that. But, I am here to build a business. I am here to provide for my family. That is the point of this. And I was slacking on that, and she called me on it. And I was like, well, my gym's really busy at the moment. I'm not sleeping because my son keeps waking up in the middle of the night. Like, I'm working 40 hours on the floor. I'm working 20 hours at back end for my gym. I don't have heaps of time left over at the end of the day to do much else. Especially around still finding time for family, sleep, workouts, all that kind of stuff. There's very limited time left. And she was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. And I went and sat with that for a while, and I was like, no. No. They're still excuses. They're justifications as to why I am not living the life that I want. And I can fight for my limitations. I can fight to continue staying in this position. I can fight to continue staying in this life that I'm at. And as I said to you before, my life is pretty fucking great. That's not a lie. That's not going to change. My life is pretty fucking good. But I'm blissfully dissatisfied with it. It's good, but I think it could be so much better. It's good, but I think I'm called to way more. It's good, but I think I have a lot more that I could be doing in this life. A lot more that I could be helping people with. A lot more that will light up my soul. Excite me, fire me up. All those kinds of things. Yeah, my life is good, but I think it could be so much better. So I need to stop fighting for the limitations. I need to stop fighting for the, holding me back. I need to do the work to, well, have the life I truly want. And that starts with making different choices. It means not fighting to stay exactly where I am. It means fighting to break free from the things that are holding me back on this. Yeah, I have justifiable excuses. And so do you, I'm sure. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you're busy. I'm sure you're tired. I'm sure you have a shit ton on your plate. But as we've spoken about before, most of the time people have more time than they think. They're allocating time to shit that doesn't fucking matter. And that's part of the problem. And that's part of the issue. That you're allocating time to stuff that really, at the end of it all, doesn't actually matter. It doesn't progress you forward. It doesn't move the needle. And that's the issue. And that's the problem. That you're like, oh, well, I don't have time. Is that a true statement? Or have you allocated the time already? Because these are different things. Don't have time and allocated the time already to, well, what? A life that you don't like? A life that you're stuck in? A life that you aren't happy with? So you've allocated that time to something that doesn't bring you joy, that doesn't make you happy, that doesn't improve your life. It's like the one we talk about all the time. If we checked your phone and we looked at usage, how much would it say? The average person these days uses their phone 8 hours a day. 8 fucking hours a day. I'm mortified on how much I'm already on my phone. And that's at, well, it's about 3 hours a day. And that annoys me. I keep trying to bring that down and it just doesn't seem to be happening. But, you know, when I say I don't have time, or when you say you don't have time, we need to actually fact check ourselves. We need to actually stop and be like, hey, is that fucking true? Because I'm reasonably certain that the answer will be a resounding no. I'm reasonably certain that it isn't. That you are booked out every second of every day. And I'm not saying that it's going to be easy. I'm not saying that it's going to be straightforward. I'm not saying that this will be super simple to sort out. I'm not saying any of that shit. I'm saying that it's possible. I'm saying that it's doable. I'm saying that you can make this a reality. You just have to stop fighting for your limitations. Yeah, I'm sure you're really busy, but where could you find time? And look, demanding greatness, well, in the title, it says it all. It's demanding greatness. So no, it's not going to be a 10-minute workout. It requires a 45-minute weighted workout and a 45-minute weighted walk. Because this isn't just, hey, I'm going to just do a little bit better. We are demanding fucking greatness. We are pushing to be the greatest version of ourselves. So you got to figure that fuck out. But it's about allocating time. People who say I don't have time is fucking bullshit. Very, very rarely, and I do mean very rarely, have I found anyone who says that they don't have time is an actual truthful statement. It's that you don't prioritize your health and fitness high enough. One of my clients goes through a busy period every year. They're an accountant, and they will work sometimes up to 100 hours a week. They still come to the gym 4 times a week. Look, that could be better. It could be, but it's also still fucking phenomenal when they're working 100 hours a week. They are making it happen because their health and their fitness is still a priority. So unless you're up in that category, and I'm telling you, if you're working 40 hours a week, you have fucking time. You do. You're making definitive choices about how you utilize your time. It might not be fun. It might not be easy. It might be downright fucking shit. But you have time. And you just have to make a decision about how much being the greatest version of yourself, not just for you, but for your wife, for your kids, for those who believe in you, for those who love you, matters to you. You have to make a decision around that. Because there are times where I am very busy throughout the day, so I don't get my walk in, or my workout in. And so you'll find me at 9 o'clock at night, wandering the streets with a fucking weight vest on. because it matters to me. I have made a commitment. I have decided to be a man of my word. I am enacting my discipline and I am following through. And every time I do, even when it's hard, even when I don't want to do it, lo and behold, I build the discipline muscle stronger. Lo and behold, it gets better. And it reaffirms that, hey, I am that fucking guy. I am that guy who does what he says he's going to do. And that matters. And that's part of it. I don't want to be out there at 9 o'clock at night, especially at the moment. It is wet as shit. Like, it has been torrential rain for the last couple of days. And I discovered yesterday that my wet weather gear is not fucking waterproof. That was a joyous experience. But the work got fucking done. Because I don't want to fight for those limitations. I want to fight to be the greatest version of myself. You're going to have to put up energy one way or another. The question is, will that energy push you towards the life and being the man that you want to be? Or will it continue to leave you stuck exactly where you are? These are the different questions. These are the separators. These are the choices that we must face. Because you're going to have to fight for something. The question is, what are you fighting for? The question is, what are you fighting to build or maintain? Because it's always up to you. Your life is a direct reflection of the choices and habits and actions you take. Don't like it? Fucking change it. Within 90 days, you can change a shit ton of your reality. 90 days. It's really not that long. 126 days if we want to make sure it's ingrained really deeply. It's not that long, especially on the grand spectrum of things. Especially if we're talking in a lifetime here. It's not that fucking long. You just have to decide. You just have to make a decision on what actually matters to you. What's actually important to you. And what you're willing to give time, effort, money, energy, focus to. It's only you can make that decision. Only you. But if you're going to make the decision to continue to fight for your limitations, well, you'll get to fucking keep them. You'll get to keep this life that you aren't happy with. You'll get to keep everything that's going on. And you'll just continue to stay miserable. You keep butting up against this that you don't like. It really is one of those ones where it's like, well, the ball's in your court, mate. The ball's in your court. You have the choice. You have the options. You have the chance to do something different, to be someone different, to make different choices, to show up differently, to achieve a different outcome in your life. The question is, will you do it? Will you make the choices? You know, it's the same of, I don't have the capacity or the energy. Well, things in motion stay in motion. It's Newton's law. Things in motion stay in motion. The first step is the hardest. So often I see that people are tired, especially men, not because they're doing too much, because they do too little. And especially that they do too little that lights them up, that actually pushes them into a space that they're excited about. And look, you might not be excited about the workout. That to you might seem like hell. That might to you might seem like the worst shit that you could possibly do with your life. Fair enough. But it will open up the capacity for more. As we discussed before, lifting weights increases your capacity for joy. It literally changes on a molecular, on a chemical level in your brain, your capacity for joy and happiness. It gives you the capacity for more joy, to feel happier, to get more out of life. That, I feel, is worth fucking investing in. That, I feel, is worth doing. But beyond that, you'll have more energy. You'll have more vitality. You'll have more enthusiasm for life. You'll have this realization that, well, you are a disciplined man. You do have the capacity to do the things you want to do. You have the capacity to be the man that your children think you are. To show the fuck up and do stuff that matters. That's important. That's really fucking important. And you'll find you'll be way less tired and way more motivated if, well, you start doing that shit. Start pushing towards being that guy. But you got to start there. You got to start with the energy. And then it's things like, oh, well, I don't have money. I don't have enough money. Yeah, I get it. But an investment in your health, in your wealth, in you, is literally the greatest investment you can ever make. There is nothing that will have a greater ROI, a return on investment, than investing in you. You are the thing that creates the money. You are the thing that creates your life. If you ain't fucking working on you, how do you think your life's going to get any better? Like, it's not. You have to start putting you first. You have to start doing you first. You have to look after your health and fitness. You need to figure it out. But people who are in great shape, statistically speaking, make more money, have happier lives, have happier relationships, live longer, get more promotions, all that kind of stuff. Being in great shape is also an indicator to the world that you fucking care. That you have discipline, that you have commitment, that you have follow through, that you care about yourself, that you're invested in being the best version of yourself. You know, there are the three categories, and two of them you can't change. Height, looks, physique. These three will often indicate how much someone will earn. So if you're good looking, you're tall, and you're in great fucking shape, you're probably going to earn the most amount of money. Not guaranteed, but it gives you a significant advantage. We can't control height and how attractive you are, but we can damn sure control our physique. And often people who are, well, especially for men, who have more chiseled, not that I can talk, I do not have the chiseled jawline, don't know what it is, just got baby soft features no matter what. But when they lose weight, they become more good looking because their face chisels up. They get more definition, they get those kinds of things. So these are the things that you can do to earn more money, is to look after your fucking health and fitness. And then you get more energy, and then you become more productive, and your brain works better, and it just goes on. It becomes that thing of, well, I don't think you can not invest in your health and fitness. Especially if you own your own business. You are the model. You are the representation, the physical representation of your business. If you don't give a shit about how you look, how you present, how you show up, how you interact with the world, it sends an opening statement that, well, maybe this guy won't care about my stuff either. Maybe he won't give a shit about what matters to me. If he can't give a shit about himself, how is he going to care about all my stuff? You have the capacity. You need to look after your health and fitness. And then you're also investing into your kids' future. You are the standard. You are setting the standard for them. Not with your words, but with your actions of how they're going to live their life. How they judge themselves. How they judge others. How well they compete at things. Whether they have discipline, whether they have grit, whether they have determination, whether they have the ability to work hard and follow through. These kinds of things are skills that are learned from you. And if you don't exhibit them, well, how the fuck are they going to learn them? You know, so you need to, start exhibiting them. And the best way to do that is through health and fitness. Plus, you are setting them up for success. Remember, if one parent is obese, there's a 50% chance that the child will be obese. If both parents are obese, there's an 80% chance that the child will be obese. How you live your life fucking matters. So if you want the best for your children, if you want them to grow up the best, well, it's time to get in shape. That is an investment that will pay off 1,000-fold, 10,000-fold. It's priceless, to be honest. Like, looking after and setting the best example for your children. Fucking priceless. Setting them up to have the tools to succeed from the get-go, instead of having to learn them now, like we are. Don't you think that that's a worthwhile thing to do? Don't you think that that's worth any amount of money? And again, it comes back to what you prioritize. Generally, people have the money. They just choose to spend it on other things. And sometimes those things are worthwhile. Like if you're spending it on food and rent and mortgage or whatever it is, yeah, you should probably spend it on those things. But if you're spending it on Netflix and alcohol and junk food and porn and video games and all that kind of stuff, well, maybe you should start questioning the value of that investment and start utilizing it to invest into something that is going to have an ROI, that is actually going to improve your life and make it better. This becomes the question. Stop fighting for your limitations and start fighting to have the life that you deserve, that your children deserve, that your wife deserves, that those who love and adore you and believe in you deserve. It's time to stop sitting on the sidelines, and it's time to actually step the fuck up and build everything that you want and deserve from this life. But it starts with not fighting for your limitations and starts with doing the actual work. So if you're ready for that, click the link in my bio, join Demanding Greatness, and let's see who you can become on the other side. Until then.